Welcome, everyone. This is our 8th community call, the last one for 2021. It has been like a huge year for Covalent. And and then we've got updates lined up for the month of November and what we are intending to do for the year 2022. So yeah, let's kick it off. Let me hand it over to Ganesh.
Thank you, Prateek. So this has been a huge year for Covalent. Just to give you some numbers and perspective, this time last year, we had less than 10 full-time members. Today, we've crossed over 50 full-time members. So that's just 5x growth on the HR team side. This time last year, we had no token. Now we have CQT that's up and running. This time last year, we had just one blockchain indexed. And today we have over 15 blockchains indexed. This time last year, you had to call me to get an API key. That's how difficult the product was to use. And now we have 13,000 developers who are very successful with the API. So tremendous progress on all fronts. I would love to congratulate all of us, because I think we've all been working hard, rowing in the same direction over the past year. And I think it's going to be, my mind runs when I think about what this time next year will look like. The upside is just really unbounded. But, it hasn't come, it wasn't smooth sailing, right? Definitely not smooth sailing. If you guys remember when we did that private sale last year, it wasn't clear what the roadmap was for a public sale, whether we would get onto CoinList or whether we would do an IDO. It wasn't clear if multi-chain was the future. It wasn't clear if NFTs were a thing, whether DeFi was short-lived. There are lots of questions. The Alchemist DAO, for example, is a program that is an initiative that we had to adjust, right? So it's never a straight line, and overnight success is overly credible in the industry, but actually what is it's multiple years of hard toil on the back end. So let's go over the updates. This is the last community call. It's holiday cheers, and you can see our backgrounds, amazing background. Thank you, Tanisha. I think she's on this call. She's worked very hard with these Christmas themed backgrounds. And I love seeing these videos where everyone is synchronized with the same background. It's pretty cool. I think we're one of the few projects that has so much synchronization, even from the Zoom backgrounds. So really cool to see. So let's start top down. But the high level message is that it's usually not clear at the outset if something is going to win or not. You should have an open mind. We should think of everything as an experiment, and we should run with the maximum intensity and the highest urgency towards that initiative. And if we see signs that something is not working, something is not clear, what we should do immediately is retreat, regroup, reassess the opportunity, and then run towards the right direction. So the bottom line is that it doesn't matter how hard you work or how smart you are, but if you're running in the wrong direction, your efforts are basically wasted. So we've seen some retreats this year. I'm just going to be candid here. An example here is the Alchemist 1.0 program. This was a massive success. Thousands of people were part of the community. We had no community this time last year. And then, our Discord was pumping. There's tons of contribution. People are really genuinely excited. There's been lots of success stories from that. People's lives who've been changed because of the Alchemist program. And we designed it as a growth and leadership program. We in fact have some superstars here, including Luke, who runs Alpha Alarm now, Leilani, who many with, CK, I'm not sure if you're on his if he's on his call, Emmanuel, hundreds and hundreds of people in the community who've been successful through this program, and today are full-time into Web3, full-time in the space. In fact, about 4 or 5 of them full-time at Covalent. And then we decided to move it to a DAO. And I think this is where we moved too fast, too soon. So many of you guys had that presentation by Jackie and myself last week on how we're going to be regrouping, redesigning, and rebuilding the Alchemist program and make it more like the Alchemist 1.0 program, because the DAO structure is just not right for us right now, because I think there's a lot of things we need to put in motion before we're ready for that kind of move. So that's an example. Jackie, unfortunately, is away today. She's taking a much needed break after a heavy year of waking up at 4 a.m. and getting on these community calls across the globe. So she's been a key part of the success, and really excited to have her back in force in January. Besides that, let's now step to the updates from the team leads. Let's start with Prateek. What has happened on the governance? I've been seeing some really great numbers, really exciting engagement, some challenges, of course. There's always challenges. So Prateek, please share some updates on the governance side. What's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, as you might have noticed, we started working with actually Ronin Chain, and of course putting out data points for Axie Infinity, and the report by Brandon is already out. It's already kind of picked by various media publications. All of that essentially started with a proposal that came out of a community member, an alchemist, essentially writing a proposal and making sure. And then the community member is Zoran, and he's essentially very active within the Alchemist program, as well as he's one of the scholars or scholarship recipients within the Axie Infinity community as well. So he understands both the communities, and that's why he also wrote about what challenges he was facing while using the product, and how we can essentially help in indexing Ronin Chain and getting a visibility within the Ronin ecosystem, and helping the Sky Mavis projects. So yeah, I mean that was like an interesting story there. And once we got the proposal, we went through the same process of getting confirmed support on Discourse, our governance forum, and followed by Discord, wherein we got confirmed support from the community members. And this includes some of the folks from the Axie Infinity ecosystem as well, because they also kind of received it really well on their side. Which again, went in terms of results, we have, I think we got about 1.35 million CQT that were used for voting. So that's basically 1.35 million votes. And 99% of that was in the favor of re-indexing Ronin Chain. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I mean, Ronin is one of the top ecosystems, and of course, we working with them. I mean, basically, we are opening doors to a lot of opportunities growing in the gaming play to earn ecosystem. So yeah, that's what happened. We also have I mean, multiple updates coming out of the Ronin and Axie Infinity stuff that's going out from our side. But yeah, I mean, the governance was the key to kind of launching this and putting this to publication. So, and there are multiple initiatives that we want to do in next year on the governance side, which includes not just inviting proposals for indexing, but also looking at different types of proposals, different features that they can the users or the community or even the projects could essentially build on top of the Covalent API. So pretty exciting of what's been accomplished, and of course the road ahead is also very exciting.
Incredible. So what Sky Mavis and the Axie Infinity has built is an entire economy, and it's uplifting a lot of people in the Philippines and other nations that were hard hit due to COVID. And so this is their source of income in many of those countries. And it's incredible. They've built not just the scholarship program, but there's now a DEX. There's this whole vertical that's being built on the Ronin chain. So we're starting to see a lot of traction. Definitely give Brandon's research report a read. It's a pretty deep dive, but it's only the start. I think this whole GameFi is going to be a big trending topic for next year. There's going to be a lot of AAA games that are going to take a deeper look at what's happening here and really switch the economics on its head, rather than give power back to the gamers. I think that's an important aspect of GameFi. So looking forward to that. All right, let's get an update from Harish on DevRel developers. What are the challenges we're facing? What can we look forward to in the new year?
Awesome. I've got some stuff to share, so I'm going to share my screen in just a second. But I think it's important. We were kind of going through this review exercise, so just putting into context, Ganesh, you shared some numbers in terms of growth. In 2020, we took part in sort of 2 developer events. This year, it's been 20, which has been obviously a 10x growth. And so we're being quite ambitious with our targets for next year, and aiming for another 10x ramp up. So we're talking about like 200 potential events that we're going to be participating in, which is going to be really exciting for us. So let me just share the screen here. What I want to do is just talk a little bit about some of the events that we completed this past week, or sorry, past month. So we took part in Gitcoin's DeFi and cross-chain hackathon, where we offered almost 8K in bounties for DEX, DAO dashboards, and a wallet account classifier. We had 12 submissions, and we got a few really stellar ones, like the one I'm showing here. So this is Dash DEX by Sabello. Leverages our suite of DEX-related endpoints to enable developers to quickly and easily pull, pool, exchange, swap liquidity, and other key analytics in a very standardized format. And this is beautifully done with the dark mode, and very simple to swap between our supported DEXs with these what we call XY equals K endpoints. So well done, Sabello. Very much worthy of winning the bounty for the DEX dashboard. And then we had Dowlytics, and Dowlytics is an open source, multi-chain compatible DAO-focused dashboard powered by our API. And so when they presented this at the Gitcoin Winner Showcase, the review team then actually had them set up a meeting with their business and marketing team to pitch this project, because it's something Gitcoin's actually interested in using for their DAO once the product is complete. So really exciting to sort of see the next steps from these projects that come out of the hackathons. In fact, the Dowlytics team is basically poached Sabello from DashDex, and now they're working together on the next iteration of this product. We also completed participating in ETH Global's Web3 Jam, which brought together 400 hackers from over 50 countries, and 100 projects were submitted. 25 of those used our API, and of the top 10 finalists, half of them used our API, which was super exciting to see. So Leilani and I had the opportunity to host a couple of the finalist projects during our 1 billion Biddles morning show yesterday. And that included the team from DeFi Factor. It's actually a team based in France. Even more specifically, it's actually a group of blockchain specialists that were acquired by KPMG that participated in building out this Web3 score generator. So it's a Web3 activity plugin where you can use your wallet, where it uses your wallet address to analyze your NFT, DAO, DEX interactions, as well as your token holdings. And some of the future implications there being you can quickly add gating elements to a website with simply one click. We also had this really young team from India join us, the Huddle01 team, which has basically built a functioning Web3 equivalent of Zoom or Google Meet. So some of the features include a token-gated meeting setup for DAOs powered by our API. It's also integrated with LivePeer to record live streams, and then you can actually mint those live streams as NFTs. So really exciting to see where this project goes after they've just raised a little bit of seed capital. And again, just incredible what these young teams are able to do. So make sure you go back through and take a look at the 1 billion Biddles episode from yesterday. A lot of really cool stuff, and if you complete the quiz, you'll get the valuable POAP from that episode. So coming up, there's definitely no slowing down with respect to developer engagement, even if we get into the holiday season. So we've got the Moralis Avalanche Hackathon, which kicks off on Monday, and we're a key sponsor, and we'll be presenting a workshop with Moralis on Tuesday. So what's really exciting about this event is first, the grand prize here being over 350,000, and the top 3 prizes being offered here being over 100,000. So if you're a developer looking to get involved in Web3, there's no better event to get started with. And the second thing is Moralis is actually working on a Covalent plugin for their Web3 development platform, which is going to make pulling blockchain data into dApps incredibly seamless. And it's going to be ready in time for this hackathon. So taking the best-in-class unified API and the industry-leading Web3 development platform and a combined developer pool between us, Moralis, and Avalanche of over 100,000 devs, this event is just going to be massive. We can't wait to see what gets built here. And then the following Saturday, December 11th, there is the 7-hour Codeless Conduct Web3 event. And as the name suggests, it is being presented as a Web3 event that doesn't require any coding skills. So we're going to present some data challenges where users can interact with our API in analyst mode and pull and analyze data in spreadsheets, and basically reinforce the fact that our API is definitely one of the most inclusive tools in this space. The event's being organized by one of our backers, 1KX, and the Ethereum Foundation. And I'll share a few of these links in the Zoom chat here, so you've got access to all this. So we've got this is just the highlights that I wanted to point out here. We've got events coming up with Near, IOTX, Clayton, Axie Infinity. So stay tuned for those announcements regarding events that you don't want to miss. As this is our last community call, just a huge shout out to the team, in particular Emmanuel and Leilani, as well as 2 new hires who are going to be joining us in January that we're super excited about. So Shantanu and Lai Bing are going to join us from different parts of the globe. And lastly, if anyone's interested, I like to point this out. So every year, this team here puts out this Advent of Code. So every day there's a little coding challenge that you can take part in from now until the 25th. It's across a variety of different skill sets and can be solved in any programming language you like. So a little bit of developer related holiday fun if you're interested.
Amazing. We've been busy.
Very much so.
I'm actually really excited about the Codeless Hackathon. And it's one of the primary reasons we built the analyst mode, because we found that there's a lot of people who don't know how to program, but they know how to use Excel. They know they have these ninja Excel skills. They know all the shortcuts. And one of the cool features about the Covalent API is that it lets you export any response as a CSV export, like a live CSV feed. So you can plug Excel directly to the Covalent API and build your entire Zapper-like clone. Maybe that's what we should build during the workshop. We should build a Zapper clone in Excel with live data on the back end. And I think that'll be really, really cool. And you can do this. We should have some kind of challenge. It's like Mr. Beast has this challenge, like I stayed underwater for 24. We should have like, I can build without taking my hand off the mouse or something like that, right? That'd be pretty fun. Awesome. Okay, so the second aspect to the DevRel is the product side. So let's hear from Lei. What are we up to? What is shipped? What are we shipping in the next couple of weeks? And what can we look forward to in the new year?
Thanks. So I hope most of you saw that we updated our API docs, I think a couple weeks ago now. So we have global settings now. And as Ganesh just mentioned, we also have analyst mode built in. So you can see like tabular responses if you want to make quick insights on things. We've found that as more people are coming into Web3, features like that are super, super helpful as we're seeing like a flood of people come in and want to know about Covalent and want to know about what solutions there are to get their hands on blockchain data. So The new API docs also feature, you can pre-configure the chain ID in the global settings. You have a whole bunch of different quote currencies that you can set. You have different languages like Russian, Korean, Chinese, and more to come soon. So they're going to be more and more accessible. What's happening going forward? We're revamping our knowledge base. So where we always point you to tutorials on covalenthq.com/docs, that's going to be new and improved soon too, building out modes like student mode and more educational content so you can go through and learn and earn and have kind of certificates of the things that you've accomplished. We think that identity component is really huge. And I know a lot of you guys love that with the POAPs that you get by going to workshops and things like that. So we're trying to integrate everything into the developer experience and continue to be best in class. So thanks for all your feedback too so far on that. That's awesome. 2022 is going to be even more exciting. We've touched on, I think, Class C endpoints coming and other things that we're going to be building out to basically to expand and allow you guys to build with us. So yeah, really, we're all about 1 billion possibilities. Super excited for what's to come. And I'm loving the chat because I think you guys are realizing that we're like in this really exciting phase right now. So it's nice to have everybody here. Thanks.
Thank you, Lei. So I'm hearing rumors that there's been a large purchase order for professional cameras and audio gear. Are we going to be seeing more of this beautiful team on video and on display?
Yes, and I'm super excited. We have an in-person office now. You'll probably see some of that on our Twitter now that we're going to be all actually meeting in our conference room and stuff. It's super exciting because we've been virtual for a long time. But yeah, we may or may not be building out a little recording studio to continue with some of these shows and cool stuff that we've been up to.
Amazing. Thanks, Lei. Okay, so we've touched upon governance, our developer API, DevRel product, the Covalent Unified API. Now let's switch gears to the network, CQT ecosystem, and everything that's supporting the Unified API. So let's start with the launch of the Covalent network. Niall, please give us an update on where we are with the block specimen producer, the audits. When can we expect the network to launch and CQT to be staked? Is Niall on the call?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Excuse me, here's some background noise. There's drilling in my building, hence why I'm off camera. But so where are we with the network? So next week, we're actually hosting the first group of block specimen workshops with the initial cohort of validators that we've recruited over the last quarter. And essentially what these workshops will involve is running through the tech that these validators will be running for the first stage of the network. And it's this first stage that will go live in January, and it's the end of January, early February. I'm saying early February just to be conservative, but that's when we can expect to see CQT to be staked on the network. And then where are we with the audits? So over the last quarter, as you guys are aware, we have been getting audits completed on our staking contract. So we've had Code4You complete an audit, which is a community-based auditing program. We then had QuantStamp complete an audit on a contract. And finally, we have Hackin, who are completing the final audit. And this is by no means the end of the audits that we will be having. We will continue to actually get audits completed on our staking contract, since we take security pretty seriously at Covalent, and especially since it's your guys' funds that will be staked on the contract. So to summarize, I guess, we can expect staking to go live end of January, early February. You'll see Stake in the City revised and a new version actually released at this time as well. So you can expect fresh content around the network and new experiences that we're going to see from Stake in the City too.
Amazing. So Niall is exactly right. It's irresponsible to go out to market with a staking contract without the minimum set of audits. So our minimum bar is 3 independent auditors, and we will be completing the 3rd audit, I think this week or next week. So really excited for that. The network has been ready for a while, but the audits is something that was outside our control in terms of the timelines. And so we just want to play it safe and launch this in the new year. Pretty cool. The next aspect is token unlocks. Adrian, I think there's another unlock coming up in December. So give us an update on that. What's going to happen with the market cap, and what can we expect to see?
Certainly. The next unlock actually is the biggest unlock ever in the life of CQT. It's going to be it's going to be about 100 million tokens if you count the ecosystem and staking tokens as well. That staking unlock starts from December. But of that 100 million, 85 million is what's actually distributed to the private sale participants and the public sale participants. 15 is, of course, under Covalent's control. So that's going to take the circulating supply up to over 250 million. So that's over 25% of the supply. There's actually more. It's about 28, but of course some of that's with us, so that it's not actually released into circulation. So yeah, exciting times. Fortunately, we have a good user base of CQT. The wallets keep growing at around, I think Pratik tracks this, around 50 a week. So it's getting close to 6,000 now. We have good support, of course, across exchanges. The staking is about to launch in January too. And so we feel very confident that there's going to be no issues. And of course, the great thing is, if you look at stock to flow and those type of indicators after this one, in my opinion, at least, things only get better. Any questions there, Ganesh? Did I miss anything?
No, that's a great update. In terms of circulating cap, I've been getting questions to the community that some of the numbers don't match on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. So it's unclear what the actual circulating market cap is. So I'm curious to learn about what we're doing to address that difference.
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. So CoinGecko has the closest to what is an accurate circulating supply, but even the CoinGecko circulating supply it's now broken, which is strange because they're supposed to be calculating that off the blockchain, so it's supposed to be dynamic. But if you see one of the links, it's not working in their calculation. So we continue to contact their teams. CoinGecko, I believe we can get that updated quite quickly. So that will be, I would say, the best and closest calculation there. Even that is not exactly correct because they do not, so they are looking at on-chain data, but there's some tokens which are locked inside of CoinList, you could say, or other contracts which aren't calculated. We should have a spreadsheet that's released. Did we release that, or it should be ready to release, which is our circulating supply, which is again, I would say even more accurate.
Amazing. What we should do is we should create an API endpoint that tells you the accurate circulating supply. And I know CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap can call that API and give you the circulating supply. And we've always want to be transparent, and we've always been upfront about upcoming unlocks, and I think it's just part of our responsibility to the community. Amazing. Okay, so let's go to Rohit. I don't know if he's on this call. There's been a lot of design stuff coming through the door. It's incredible for a company that is headless. There's no interface, there's no UI. How much emphasis there is on design. So Rohit, if you're on the call, would love to see some upcoming, UX flows, some, mock-ups. You've been working pretty hard. If possible, give us some alpha leak, please.
Well, I didn't expect to present anything, so I didn't really prepare much, but I can tell you just high level that we're revamping a lot of pages on the website, and we're working on some new features, which will help, folks learn and earn, and then also, you can interact with the API in a very kind of browser-friendly mode that will help facilitate learning and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's about it. You'll have to wait for the teasers and stuff.
Amazing. So a true artist never reveals their cards. So that's what Rohit is saying. He's just being polite.
Yeah.
So wait until it's shipped. Don't go into the kitchen and see how the food is prepared.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Message received. Okay, and then with the blockchain indexing, I don't know if Eric is on the call. Would love to hear what's coming down the pipe. What have we been up to over the past couple of weeks? Why we're so bullish on the entire ecosystem and what to expect in 2022. Is Eric on the call? Okay, I guess Eric is not on the call. All right, so I think now we can end the call and open up the floor to Q&A. Yeah.
All right, I think we have a couple of questions lined up. So, I mean, when can we see the Ronin chain on the API? I think it's
live.
in process. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah. Like Anadi, do you have an update on this?
Yeah, we're just doing the QA right now. It should be available in 2-3 days. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. So, okay, there's another, this thing, next token release is when? So I think Adrian already covered that. It's happening.
December 20th is the scheduled date there.
Awesome. And then there is, yeah, thumbs up for the idea of stake in the city. When can we expect single-sided staking? I think Niall did cover bits of it, but do you want to expand on that, Niall or Ganesh?
Sure, I can expand on that. So we are going through the audits. The last audit would finish end of this week or early next week. And what we would do is we would revamp Stake in the City to be the production mode. So if you saw the most recent Stake in the City, it's with mock validators and so on. And we have some excellent partners who have come on board to run the Covalent network, including big names like Chorus One and Stake with Us and some other ones which we'll announce very soon. So there'll be a big kind of event where we're going to launch the Covalent network, and along with the network, phase 1 is the capacity to stake CQT. So expect this mid to late Jan, early Feb. That's really what the timeline is. So very, very close. We would have done it this year. The audits, like I mentioned before, were outside our control.
Perfect. I don't see more questions, but like everyone, so there is an option where you can add like questions if you have. You can also add it in the chat if you want. But yeah, I think there are very few questions today.
Amazing. Okay, that's the holiday cheers. Most people are away for the holidays, or just it's also Friday evening for a lot of people, so most people would be off for the weekend.
Yeah, I was just digging.
Yeah,
I was just digging. When is the next workshop, CK? That's one of the questions asked by one of the community members. CK, is CK on the call?
Oh yeah, I am. I was on mute, sorry. So the next workshop, as Harish mentioned, is going to be on the 7th of December with Morales and Avalanche. And that will be the closest one, I will say.
Awesome. Perfect.
Got it.
Yeah,
there's a good question here about YouTube.
Yeah, also the other question is good too from Daniel, who I believe is one of our alchemists. He's a gatekeeper, I think. Anyway, so I saw a story in the white paper. What is it about? So this is a pretty fascinating idea. So Class C endpoints are endpoints that are created by the community. So right now, Class A and Class B endpoints are created by the team at Covalent, but we're not able to keep up with the space because the space is really exploding. So to get coverage across all of the different protocols, we're going to be providing the tools to the community so they can create their own endpoints. And these endpoints will have an incentive layer where the developers who have built those endpoints earn CQT every time it's queried. So it's like a rev share kind of mechanism. And of course, you will want to have a marketplace for that. And the idea we have there is an app store-like experience. So just like how the Apple App Store has apps from independent developers, and Apple is that platform, Here, Covalent, the app store, will be the platform, and the independent developers will have these API endpoints. Now, the key difference here is that Apple is a permissioned platform, and they also take a 30% fee for providing that service. And in this system, because Covalent is an ownership economy, it's a shared public resource, the revenue goes directly to the developers, and Covalent will not really be taking a fee. Instead, the validators will get the stakers, they would get the fee. So that's how the system would work. Hope that makes sense. It's still very early stage. I would expect that to be a big focus for us next year. Does Covalent offer sponsorship?
Yeah, I was just typing an answer.
Or blogs. Okay.
Yeah, so I was just typing an answer. We usually don't, but yeah, if you have like a solid proposal, why don't you just like send us an email at media@covalenthq.com. But yeah, like we usually don't. I'm just putting it out there.
And in 2022, yeah, and in 2022, I think you can expect a grants program from us too. So there, there'll be certain types of things that we're looking for too. So.
Any news on Polkadot or Polkadot integration? So we have integrated with, I believe, 4 blockchains on the Polkadot ecosystem on the EVM side. So definitely Moonbeam is and Moonriver. That's 2 blockchains that are Polkadot, but we don't have access to the substrate layer. We're hoping to make changes there. Cardano, we are talking to the team. There's a lot of interest, but it's a matter of resourcing and pipelining. So on our side, there are 2 kinds of blockchains, or 2 classes of blockchains: EVM-based blockchains and non-EVM-based blockchains. EVM-based blockchains is just a turnkey solution, so we just plug and play and we are ready to go. Non-EVM-based blockchains is a lot of work. So every blockchain is completely custom. We are going to go live, fingers crossed, very soon with Near and Solana and Elrond. So these are non-EVM-based blockchains. And right after that, it takes about, I would say, 4 to 6 months to build an integration with a non-EVM blockchain. And you have to repeat this work for every non-EVM blockchain. There's nothing you can make into a repeatable process. So that's really what the blocker is. It's just human resources. Will the public also be able to run a valid in the near future? 100%. That is the vision for the Covalent network, to be truly decentralized and truly permissionless. So you can go in, participate, enter or exit at any point. There are no contracts, nothing of that nature. The reason we're starting with the whitelisted validated list is because we want to fine tune the experience and make sure that the feedback is in a timely fashion and something we can address right away. So this is why the whitelist only has about 10 to 12 people. And we have direct one-on-ones, we have phone calls, we have regular sync ups with those teams, and that'll progressively open up over the coming quarters and years.
Yeah. So I think
absolutely.
Yeah. So the question is,
the good news.
Yeah. I mean, just for the people who will be listening to this during the recording. So the question is, if like he understood stands correctly, you'll allow more blockchains with wallets not starting with 0x. So yes is the answer, but yeah, Ganesh, you want to expand on that?
That is the magic of the unified API, right? You change the chain ID and you change the wallet address, and you're able to pull out balances and positions and historical granular transaction data from any of the underlying blockchains. So we have close to 500 applications that live on use the API. All the big names, if you use taxation, Rotkey is an open source tool. That's Covalent under the hood. 0x, Matcha, NFTX, Awe's NFT marketplace, Binance's NFT marketplace, Rainbow Wallet, and all of those guys will have access to the underlying blockchains. Literally, they only have to change the chain ID. That's the magic of the unified API.
Right. There's a question around the Covalent token will be like ERC20, or like we'll see other this thing as well, standards as well. So I think the answer is yes, but there are challenges with the bridge technology. Ganesh, you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. So this keeps coming up, and I think we will have a decision next year. So Covalent CQT will always be an ERC20 token. Ethereum today has the broadest industry coverage in terms of exchanges, in terms of custodians, in terms of other kinds of products. So it'll always be an ERC20 token. But that does not mean that CQT will not have a synthetic copy on other blockchains. The stumbling block for us so far has always been the bridge. But there's been a lot of progress on bridge technology over the past couple of months. There's at least 50 bridge technologies that's available to us, including ones like Wormhole, which is to the Solana, or the Avalanche bridge, or the Moonbeam bridge. So we will be having CQT available on these other blockchains. I think right now, it's not very inclusive. If you need to deposit into the Sushi Swap liquidity pool, it's going to cost you over $100 just to move CQT. That doesn't make any sense. And the answer is to move to a blockchain like Polygon or Solana or Avalanche or Phantom and have those communities participate in CQT. So yes, it is coming. The question is just a resourcing thing on our side. When CQT on Moonbeam, so Moonbeam is not live yet. So once the Moonbeam is live and the bridge is live, it's just a matter of bridging it over. It's just a simple ERC20 asset on this side. It's ERC20 asset on the other side. It'll probably be like MCQT or something, or PCQT for Polygon and BCQT for Binance and so on. Yeah, well, the reality is like I stopped using Ethereum. It's too expensive. It's I do all of my stuff on, like me personally, all of my stuff on other blockchains. Like I'm not, usually I don't buy $5 coffees or lattes, and I'm not going to pay $100 for a transaction. So it's not very inclusive. That's just the reality. But there's good news on the horizon. There's going to be at least half a dozen rollups that's live on Ethereum, like Starkware, Arbitrum, Optimism, ZK Sync. We've indexed all of those chains. So it's just natural for Covalent to go on to all of those chains. Amazing. Okay, well, happy holidays, and take care of yourself and your families, and we'll see you with full rigor in the new year. 2021 has been a massive year for us, for the community, for the staff, for the product, on all fronts, and we'll continue to keep the hustle in 2022. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you.